Hey there, Doodle gang. Doodle here. Wait a minute. I feel funny. Uh, achoo! I feel a lot better now. Very cool. Sorry, I thought it would be funny to share the new Doopster here, but as well, if you notice, we changed the icon. Pretty cool, pretty flashy, and I thought, it would be nice to do a funny. You know what? Besides that, besides the funny business gang, um, I know, this is a little weird. If you're here because you saw Poppy Playtime on your feed, hi, welcome to my channel if you're new around here. I know I normally, I haven't talked about Poppy on this channel yet, but I thought it would be fun to do so since, this channel is just like I'm spitting out, whatever at this point. And of course, if you're new around here, I would greatly appreciate that subscribe and like. That would be very rad, very cool. And of course, I know I am a strict, not really strict, but just mainly Dead by Daylight content, but I do like to talk about other things sometimes. So, and I thought, it'd be fun to talk about Poppy Playtime and all that good nonsense. And of course, funny, good for you guys. I have a script. Isn't that really cool for me complaining about Puppy Playtime Chapter 4? Isn't that awesome, guys? It's truly, truly great and amazing. And of course, before we start the video, I want to say this in advance. I have not played any of the games. I've only been the goober who watches my favorite YouTubers play the silly, funny, Huggy Wuggy game. And I know that's kind of going to mess with my with the main strict opinions, because I know people are like, hey, you need to play the game first before giving your opinion, because you're not going to have a solid valid opinion. I guess that's a lot what a lot of people consider. I mean, not everybody, but I know I see on Twitter sometimes going, hey, you cannot have an opinion unless you played the game yourself or read the book yourself or something like that. And for me, buddy, bold you to assume that I'm going to be paying $15 for a bug-ridden, poorly written game, and I'll get that to you in a second. So I wanted to give that as advance for that, and of course, if, you want to stick around to hear my opinions about the game, feel free to stay. If you don't, that's totally fine. I hope you have a fantastic day in the fog, and I'll see you in the next trial, whenever that will be. Okay, is everyone gone that doesn't want to stay? Alright, cool, amazing, and awesome. Let's get started here. So, back on the script here, baby. I wrote a lot. I normally never write a lot for my videos, because I normally babble. I think of my own head and not really write stuff down, but I feel like writing stuff down kind of helped with this making of this video. And so sorry if this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. I'm going to try to keep it short and simple and try not to stutter so much because I'm reading. And you already know I wasn't a good reader in class, so I never liked reading to the class in general, so let's get to it, people. Scripted moment. Oh my god, isn't that crazy? So, I've been a big fan of Poppy ever since it came out, even if I never played any of the games. Of course, again, just watching my favorite YouTuber play. Mainly 8-Bit Ryan, which I have watched him and, in the past with all the other Poppies, and literally I watch him all the time. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. Anyway, go subscribe to Ryan, please. And I stumbled upon another YouTuber called Kaifi. I'm sorry if I accidentally said that name wrong. If it's Kaifi or Kaffee, I'm so sorry. It seems like it's Kaifi, but I really apologize in advance. And oh boy, with how hyped this chapter was, I was really excited for it. I had work the day that the chapter came out, and coming home, I was sleepy from work and couldn't even watch Ryan's full gameplay, which, my lord, it was 3 hours long, and I only got in the middle of that shit. So I passed out, and of course, by the next day, I was off, so I got to finish the rest of it. And once I finished it, my first thought was, that was it? Not to say the game was terrible, but since with Ryan's game, the way I know it was early access, by the way, by all means, of course, early access is going to have plenty of more bugs and stuff like that. It's just still unbelievable how him and Kaifi's experiences with the game's bugs, story, and everything else was insane. Even though it was a little bit different from one another, they're still in the same category of how the hell did Mob let this game come out this early like this? Even though, of course, it's been a year since the third chapter. Totally understandable. Not 30 years, sorry. It's been a year since the third chapter, if that's what I said. And it's just like I get it. It's been a year, but the fact that it doesn't normally, because like with game development, especially with a studio like Mob, a year is still like very quick for a game, like a game or a chapter to be developed. Because normally, like even if you have like this, like maybe going off script here, point like Security Breach taking its time, even though of course I like Security Breach for what it is, even though I'm not comparing Breach to Poppy here, but I'm like, there's some points where you need to like look at the game and go, we might need to let this bake in the oven a little more. And Scott literally put that decision out there. It's going to be a little bit delayed. That's okay. Delay the damn game and not have it to where it's going to be a buggy mess. And of course, I understand. Security Breach was insanely buggy when it came out. I literally got it when it came out. I think it came out like before my birthday, like a few days before my birthday, and I technically beat the game, but I couldn't get the Afton ending because the game was so buggy I couldn't even beat it. So, I'm just going to consider it a win in my opinion. But, of course, back to Poppy here. If they would have let the game cook for a little while longer, I feel like that wouldn't even fix the game. Like, you save it from how it is right now, besides the bugs. But still, like, let the game cook for a little bit more, okay? Like, it's utterly insane how they managed to launch that how it is. And it's just so disappointing. With how everyone's interactions with the game, insane. Utterly insane. But getting back to it, my favorite chapter is 3 because how Mob improved and embraced horror the game should be and not to be the unfortunate, obvious kitty cash grab. The Smiling Critters, Catnap, Dog Day, Miss Delight are such great additions, and their sections are enjoyable and heart racing. Like, Miss Delight's section gotta be one of my favorites out of Poppy Playtime. I fucking love Miss Delight. She is so awesome. I love her character, her story, everything about her. She is so damn cool. And it's just like so unfortunate they killed her off so soon. But hey, I still love the game. Even Catnap. I love my silly little kitty. I love my silly little guy. He's so silly. I want to squeeze him and give him all the tummy rubs. He's just so cute. But back to it again. But the game just didn't land where it should have with Chapter 4. Chapter 4 did introduce great characters, but again, it feels rushed, broken, meaningless, and upsetting. I love the characters, but I wish they explored more in different things could have happened. Because I feel like a lot of the attention went to basically Doey, and then probably second best, probably Harley, but I'll be talking about that in a second. But even if I'm saying Doey was probably the most like focused on character during that chapter, he's still poorly written. Like one of the great, like you understand his story and everything, but I kind of feel like from like a perspective, he's not like I mean like he's a silly guy. I love him, and it's like really sad for his story and everything, which I'll get into. But fuck, man, it's really odd of how they portrayed his character and like just I don't know if you guys understand me with that one, but it's just like it's weird. It's just weird. I don't know. I feel like I'm the only one who thinks that, but at the same time, it's just really weird. But with the characters, you have Doey, Pianosaurus, Yarnaby, the Doctor, aka Harley Sawyer, Missy, Poppy, Nightmare Critters, Prototype, and spoilers. Obviously, this is like spoilers, by the way, if you don't want to get spoiled or anything. So sorry. And Huggy. Huggy, what? We'll talk about that later. Almost all characters are a big letdown and just feels, again, rushed. And it's unfortunate that this has happened. The most interesting character is Doey. It feels like a lot of his character, and his character only, but just a little better than the rest. The Nightmare Critters are just little minions and the sort of boss fight at the sort of end of the game, and nothing more. I really wish something else could have been with them than just be a cheap jump scare and mini bosses. Yarnaby is the most broken and rushed character in this chapter. I love this silly guy, but my god, how he functions and gets ended off is so bizarre and disappointing. One of like the one words I'm going to be saying a lot, unfortunate and disappointing. Now, Ryan's gameplay, Yarnaby never showed up in the main section. My brother was gone. My brother decided to take a sleepy eepy. He never showed up. And as Kaifis, they were literally a Dead by Daylight killer. Camping the generators, aka the buttons. Haha, funny joke for my goobers who actually watch me. And being a pain to deal with. And especially, I didn't mention this in my script, but also the hiding spots are useless. Like, even if you hide in there, nothing, like, Yarnaby will still catch you. And even a lot of them were bugged. You could even, like, even if you were in it, you're, like, the character was still basically, like, if they were still outside and not in the space. So that's still, like, amazing and great in that matter. So, and it just, being a pain to deal with, and now I know they've done updates for Yarnaby, mainly Yarnaby right now. The updates have been out for them at the moment, but it's still disappointing to see such a hyped character and they're not even exciting and die so suddenly. I love Yarnaby's design. Like, even if they're a fugly little creature, a funky little guy, I still love him. But just how the fact that he's, like, I don't know, I'm that kind of person who likes to dissect animation and, like, just like, ooh, like, you're gonna be supposed to be this, like, wild animal and stuff like that. Brother, why is it like half of the chases they're like in a basic movement stage and not like a ravenous animal? Am I the only one who thinks that? Especially for their ending scene where they die. Literally, if you look behind you, they're just scuttling. They're just walking. Where's the creature? Where's the goober? Where's that at? Where are they coming out to being like, grr, I'm a silly little guy who's going to eat you, and not just like, oh, let me just prance to you. Like, what is this, mom? I know it's not like a big thing, but I like that about like certain characters to have their like special animation and how they express themselves as a character. But having Yarnaby not really express that only in their scripted animations, like like them like breaking down a fence or something, or investigating something, or their little like jaw opening, like rah, little noises. Like especially when you meet Yarnaby, that was perfect animation, literally describing and showing the character in your eyes of how they act and they portray themselves. But throughout the game, no, we're just gonna have them default run at you and just scuttle along and not, be a more terrifying character. And especially with how they die, like a lot of the players, like from Kaife's and Ryan's, they never turn around. It's not like I feel like they should have scripted that. Out of all scripted scenes in the game, they don't script Yarnaby's. And there's a lot of times where they're not gonna look at Yarnaby until he's already fallen down, like you don't know what happened. So I don't understand why that wasn't scripted, but Doey's was, and first meeting Harley was. By all means, Mom, I don't know. I'm a picky guy, so of course that's just a nitpick, but really it's still disappointing, especially for a character like Yarnaby, because I love their design, everything about that silly little creature, but it's just how they were shown and how you would like betray them. You just see them as just a random little guy who's running after you, and not some ravenous creature who wants to bite you and nibble on you and feast on your bones. I guess that's just me. I guess that's just me. Alrighty, so as Kaifis, they were literally, the Dead by Daily killer, and my goodness, it's just, it's still disappointing, not just they die so suddenly and all that. And now we're up to Harley here. The doctor seemed promising, especially since it was Harley Sawyer, one of like the most hyped characters in Poppy Playtime. Everyone's speculating, like, oh yeah, they killed Harley, no doubt about that. But this, like, his ending, like, his never ending yapping and boss fight, if you even want to call it a boss fight, by the way, I don't even think it was. It was so stupid. Again, disappointing. Very disappointing, by fact. Especially the last room, where you get the Omni hand. Both YouTubers didn't even watch his death due to the non-scripting, and like it's just you don't even get to see it. You don't even know what's going on. And I feel like why wouldn't you script that either? With everything else being scripted, why not script that section? And also, why the hell is that section like that where it's just his like brain or whatever and not what is showed in the trailers? If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. It's about like the singular robot that looks different from the others, literally standing at the podium, but instead of the game, it's not the robot. Because I thought we would get like a main big boss fight with the robot Sawyer and like maybe his little minions that he controls, not just grab the battery and get on going. Because I generally thought the one room was going to be like a Weeping Angel section, which would have been so much better. That would have been so cool. But I get it with like his AI, he could control the robots. But wouldn't it be cool if Harley controlled them in a way where they only moved if you didn't look at them, just to play with the player? Because Harley seemed like I'm not gonna explain it here, but he seemed just like uh, he seemed so underwhelming, you know? He like his character was just an edgy teenager. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Because I liked how he was introduced. The trailers did him really cool. They made him seem like a suspicious guy. But my God, it was just it was a big letdown. It was again very disappointing. And like again here, I'm losing my track on the script. He was very underwhelming and his death was very bland. And so bland in the voice lines, and of course nothing against the voice actor. The voice actor did such an amazing job on Harley. I loved it so much. His voice lines so great, but the endless yapping, not really good. Mob, what the hell? And it's Mob's fault for not including better voice lines or even anything panic to show Harley realizing he's going to die. It felt so off. Because even though when you like suddenly when you like get all the batteries done and you put the key card in to end Harley, like you, of course you hear like dying noises, but during that time Harley's not panicked or anything in that matter. And I get it if you're gonna like strict his character like, oh, he doesn't care if he dies or something. It should have like made him more hectic in that way. Show him like the psycho side of him, going like, I don't care if you kill me, go right ahead, I deserve to die, or like something like that. Like in like a more maniac voice than just him endlessly yapping with encrypted speech, you know? Like he just sounded such like a depressed poetry guy. It just didn't feel right. And with how Harley was like really hyped up there, I was really excited to finally like see the side of his character and to see like what he's gonna do for the game. But literally all he did was ramble and nothing else for the game. Except for the last section, but the last section was so bad. Like it was nothing good. It was literally just run around simulator and freak out panic and not have like a strict objective, except for get the batteries. And then there was just nothing else to that. It felt really rushed. Again, rushed. He was such a big, depressed yapper, which isn't bad, but it was a little too much. And now, said we're gonna back off of Harley now. Sorry, Harley. I wish they could have done you better. Doey is a well-written character, of course, having 3 kids making him up, which is, oh my god, it's so depressing, dude. It's utterly insane, especially even though I didn't write it on here on the script. The pretty much the introduction of this chapter done so well. I just hats off to Mob for that one, for at least going, hey, we're being a little serial now. We're not being, kid friendly. But, especially with all the dead bodies and stuff, that's really all the horror they did. Just to show, like, hey, we're not messing around, but I still feel like it's kind of like, give us more. If you guys really, like, because I feel like they're like, this is a little side tangent again. I feel like they don't want to go off the deep end. Because I know their main, like, target is kids, especially with a lot of mascot horror. Not gonna lie, because it's mascot horror, kids cling on to that. But I feel like this chapter definitely they jumped it a little bit, jumped off the deep end, just a little bit, but not as much as expected. Because I kind of thought like, oh, this is gonna be much a more darker chapter. We have bodies and everything like that, but not really. I mean, they're getting darker as they go. I wonder how chapter 5 is gonna be, unless they're not gonna really like go any farther than showing dead bodies. Because that's really it. And plus, like, I mean, like, obviously the kid marketing or whatever, they're gonna do that. So it depends really on how it's gonna go, but yeah, they're not. It's just whatever at this point. So, having 3 kids making up for Doey, his voice actor, Michael Kovac, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, Michael, you're such a great voice actor, so amazing, so awesome, did such an amazing job for Doey. But I wish at the end, as the kids are fighting, like they're both like, like, oh, he lied, and like, no, he fixed up the generator. Why couldn't they have like the kids' voices, like combined as one, or like speaking out on one another? Like you have one kid's voice going, oh, but wait, they fixed the generator. Then the other one goes, no, he lied. Gentle voices lie, and stuff like that. That didn't happen. It would have been such a nice like little added detail to if like the kids are struggling to like find their voice to speak out and to like have their own thought. Because I bet you like since they're both kids combined together, it's not fun to think of freely. And like you cannot like think freely. You're both like a hive mind, but you're still there. There's 3 kids. You're still there. But it's just like odd. I wish they kind of had that, especially for the boss fight when they had different voice. Like they had like, oh, the mommy, daddy, I want to go home, or like, oh, the voices lie. I wish it was the different kids they have different kids speaking instead of Doey's voice. Because I don't know, it feels really weird in that way. That's another nitpick for me, but I wish that could have happened. I mean, Mob, hire me. I would literally give you like different ideas here, man. Hire me. I am a good person. I am a good person with really silly ideas for Mascot Horror. I love Mascot Horror, so please hire me. Anyway, the boss fight wasn't as cool, even though it was like a good addition. Like, I like the concept, but I feel like since the game was a little bit too bugged, it didn't seem too fun. Especially when Ryan played it and Kaifi played it, it wasn't really cool. Doey seems too fast for the player. It's really weird how fast he is. And the boss fight, you know, like, especially with being too buggy, he's a great character, just some animations were a little stiff, and it seems like most went to him when it came to character building. And it's really upsetting because I would have liked, you know, to get some more, like, background on Harley or something, to get, like, a section where, like, he's, but mainly, like, what if we had a section where he's after you, just to scare you, instead of having the mini boss fight, it's just depressed, yapping teenager now. Like, what is this? I'm gonna keep, like, fucking ranting about Harley because he's like, I feel like out of all characters, he's the most disappointing. Him and Yarnaby. Definitely they're like tied for most disappointing characters ever with how they're written and everything. It's just, brother, get me in the mob writing room. I will change their lives. Oh my god. Pianosaurus. My son. I'm so sorry. I was so hyped. I was like, oh my god, dinosaur! But I got 8 seconds of screen time. Dang, Mob really hates dinosaurs. Am I right, guys? Like, they hate dinosaurs! Sadness, like, really fills me right now. And, like, why share this character? Like, the coolest designed character, by the way. I feel like, probably Yarnaby and Pianosaurus are, like, neck to neck on, like, the best designed character for Chapter 4. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like the Smiling Critters and, like, Catnap is, like, my, like, most favorite designed characters in the game. And probably second up's, like, Mommy Loglegs and, like, Mr. Later, like, tied too. But, like, you have a dinosaur that plays music like a piano and you kill him off so suddenly. Why? Genuinely, why? Hype this damn character. Literally put it in your ARG, by the way. Like, it's gonna be the most significant character just to kill him off. I genuinely thought, like, in my opinion, like, I'm really sad about it. And I just wanted the dinosaur to be silly and be friendly. I know, probably Pianosaurus wouldn't have been friendly if they let them live. But I feel like, why not have this funny dinosaur that just wanted company? He's probably lonely, and he just wanted some company. It's so depressing, and I'm just like, why? They did my boy dirty. They did my boy so dirty. It's just so upsetting to me, and I wish that didn't happen. I'm just my heart hurts. My heart goes out to you, Pianosaurus. I really, really, really wish better for you. Like, it's really a sad day for Pianosaurus fans. For real, for real. My god. And besides the characters for now, which I will go back on talking about characters in a second, because I know I missed a few, the puzzles were not cool. I didn't really enjoy it and skipped a lot while watching because it wasn't entertaining. Plus, like, literally seeing Ryan get confused of what the hell to do. And Kaifi, it was like, brother, this wasn't good. Especially the red gas moment where you had to, like, do the head, shoulders, knees, and toes. That puzzle is utterly stupid because how the models work. Literally, Kaifi explained it so well. And, you know, I'll probably play it here.
And once again, we enter another puzzle. Now I will die on this hill. This was one of the most poorly executed puzzles in the game. And this note mentions a childhood song to delineate parts of your body. To which I questioned, was it head, shoulders, knees, and toes? And despite me joking, I was actually right. We played the tune to head, shoulders, knees, and toes, or in this case, head, arms, hands, thighs, and foot. So to begin with, I need to enter the gas to find dead bodies. They will have parts of their body missing, though I don't really need to inspect them here. I just need their ID tags so that a code appears on screen. The real puzzle is here on the monitors. There is lore dumps out in the gas, but since I can only stay out there for so long, I opted not to listen. The only digit that mattered on those screens was the final digit, and the order to place those digits was head, arm, hand, thigh, foot. The problem begins when you're given an anatomical image of a human, and then you have to figure out what's missing on this bell end. So let's go through the images. The elephant has a leg missing, so it could be the foot or the thigh. It's hard to see, but Huggy here is missing a hand. The dinosaur is obviously missing his head, and the caterpillar dude, I assume, is his arm. And this rabbit seems to have a dismembered leg at the knee. Wait, so is the elephant the thigh or is the rabbit the thigh? I went through codes for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Turns out, that's not a rabbit leg. That's a rabbit arm. And the caterpillar is not missing a leg. he's missing a foot. So the elephant isn't missing a foot, he's missing a thigh? Wait, what? And if the rabbit's missing an arm, why does he have a dismemberment at the leg? Either way, this puzzle was stupid. I won't hear otherwise. Fuck that shit. Yeah, it was a shit puzzle. Shittiest puzzle I've ever seen in my fucking life. Dear lord. Oh my life. It was the bunny's arm. Despite that headache, we got to blow up another part of the doctor.
But like, why? Genuinely, why? Puzzle seems so stupid. And, you know, plus the fact they added swinging bars again. And not acknowledged as far as I'm aware of. I don't know if they did the prompt or not, because the prompts are also broken in the game. If they showed, like, hey, they're swinging stuff, but, like, half the time you don't pay attention to prompts. So, you know, there's a lot of deaths towards the fact that they're used too much, and literally they, like, switched it up to being chains without even mentioning it. So, literally, I'm pretty sure Kaifi and Ryan died. I don't think Ryan, I can't remember if Ryan died the first time after that Yarnaby chase with the chain. Like, why would you change it from a chain and not the normal swinging? It's just poor game design. I'm just telling you straight up, because no one's gonna pay attention that it's there. Because, again, literally how Kaifi explains it, gamers don't look up. You're not gonna see it unless you actually point it out in like a prompt or something. So that's just amazing. The scripted scenes, especially the camera, feels weird. Not gonna lie to you. Like, literally the Doey scene where he transformed to the monster form. Such bad camera. It's just like, it's so bad. The scripted scene is so bad. I'm sorry. Like, it icks me. Like, again, I'm that kind of person who like focuses on animation and stuff. And the ick I got from watching that scene after the player is running away. Ick. And Doey's animations while he gets crumbled by the rubble. Major ick vibes right there. I am so sorry to say that, but it's just ick all around. Icky, icky, icky. Okay, so. And the amount of bugs the games have. Again, the game has so many damn bugs. And, like, literally, the, like, last patch I saw, they fixed the Yarnaby shit, but it's still, like, so upsetting to the fact of that. And, like, even though I know the feeling with dealing with stupid bugs every patch, or even, like, a game, I'm literally a dead-by-daylight player. I'm playing a game that has spaghetti code and bugs every damn patch, so I understand that. But it's just, with how the game is, it's easy to get out of bounds, areas not even loading correctly, characters not spawning, and very confusing and unfun puzzles, and especially many crashes. If I'm correct, Kaifi crashed like 62 times. Every time he died, he crashed. That's unbelievable with how that game is. With the chapter and stuff like that. Like, this game is by far the worst chapter. Honestly, I can't defend this chapter. It is obviously rushed, and it's very disappointing to see that. This chapter had so much potential, but it just didn't live up for it. It did not live up to the hype. And I know I'm going on this really long tangent about this game, but I feel like it's important to, because I haven't seen anyone else really like go into detail about this chapter, like no one going like, oh, this shit, you know, and not especially going, oh, it's bug ridden and whatnot. I'm going to the deep roots of why I hate it. Like, the chapter, I hate it. I cannot defend it. It is so stupid, unbelievably stupid. And so, you know, we're getting to the end here. Thank God. I've been rambling over 3 minutes now. So if you asked me how I would rank the chapters, fave to least fave, here you go. Chapter 3, top tier favorite. Favorite characters, amazing atmosphere, literally like, dude, what the hell happened? You guys did such a great chapter. Such great characters. Everything was so good, but you messed it up so hard. Like, you probably could never like live up to chapter 3 hype, but you could at least get close to it, you know? Like, it's just so crazy. And then you have chapter 2, because I love Mommy Longlegs as a character. She is so awesome and cool. Even though the game wasn't scary, it was still a good chapter. It was better than 1. Literally, the only objective was to do it better than 1. And that's what they did. Fantastic and amazing. It was awesome. And just by a hair, chapter 4. No, I'm telling you, it is one of the worst chapters. But it's literally just by a hair. Because chapter 1 could have been my third if it wasn't for chapter 4's characters. And literally the end of chapter 4, which I mentioned earlier, we were going to talk about other characters, was my favorite scene of the game, where they did a callback of the first tape on chapter 1, and Huggy returns. Literally the only good scene out of that whole chapter. was Huggy returning. And probably the introduction to Doey, even though R.I.P. Pianosaurus. But at the same time, Huggy's return and the whole Leith Pierre speech about about the lab and stuff like that. Brother, that was so good. Where was that writing before? Like, that was such a good scene alone. I do not care. It was such a good scene. And of course, Huggy comes back. Amazing. That was so cool. But just like, how out of that whole entire game, the only good scene was that.
Hi, my name is Leith Pierre, and I'm the head of innovation here at Playtime Co. If you're seeing this, you must be very, very lost. Well, rest assured, friend, our state-of-the-art laboratory is just up ahead. Why don't you just go on inside and tap one of our scientists on the shoulder? Tell them you're lost. They'll be glad to help. All right. Let's be honest. You're not supposed to be here. This is the single most high security, high clearance section of the whole factory. When someone finds you down here, you will be shot. And before you get any ideas, don't think you can just sneak away either. No, the second you put this tape in, it set off an alarm. So if anyone's home, they know exactly where you are. Pretty nifty, huh? Security is very important to us here. If I were you, I'd start running.
It's so stupid. I'm not getting heated or anything about this. I just think it's fun to ramble. That's basically what this YouTube channel is for. It's me to express my opinions and hope like others don't feel left out of thinking this way. Because I feel like you shouldn't be on your hands and knees for Mob. Mob has done some sketchy shit in the past, and I'm fine with them still doing Poppy Playtime. They learned from their mistakes, they're moving on, but some things, of course, I don't really agree with. I mean, hell, the overselling to kids and all that nonsense. Hell, even I want, I explained in the script here, I want a catnap plush. I've always wanted one. I just haven't bought one yet because I want one. He would be so nice with my Rambly plush. By the way, Indigo Park Chapter 2. I'm so hyped and excited for it. So excited to play it. Please come sooner. Please come sooner, Mason. Please, Mason, give us a trailer soon. Please, Mason. Anyway. Oh my god. So, with the chapter, Huggy was probably the most hype that I got in during that whole thing. And probably with Doey as well, but I was kind of shocked and sad that Pianosaurus died. I'm like, no, no. Oh, hi, Doey. Hi, Doey. So, everything else, by the end I was watching it, I'm like, I just want to go watch some Party Crashers, man. I want to go watch some silly Marty Party guys. By the way, I love Party Crashers. Fucking sweet and awesome. I was literally writing the script I was watching during the latest episode. But, Poppy and Missy were okay. Missy, we love you. I hope you're okay, Pookie. And, I never liked Poppy. Sorry, guys. I'm not a Poppy fan. I don't like her character. I don't like how she's written. I feel like they don't know where to put her. Am I wrong with that? Because, if you guys remember back in chapter 2, with, the whole train section of her switching, the lanes and stuff, with how, her, out of, whatchamacallits, unused voice lines for that, of how evil she sounded, and just how she wanted something more. I was really hoping that she would be a much more evil character. I don't care. She's just a tiny little doll, but I want her to break hell. I want her to freaking rise hell or whatever, But with her character, she is so everywhere. So out of place, and she just, they can't keep to, one thing for her. Because, chapter 2, she portrayed us. She seemed like more of an evil goober. And then, now chapter 4, she just, I don't know, she's more determined to get the prototype, but she doesn't seem as evil anymore. And everyone's predicting, oh, Poppy's the evil one, because she seems more evil. No, she's not. She's a coward, and she's poorly written. I don't care for her. Get her out of here. I don't care. I don't care. Get her out of here. And, honestly, I wasn't surprised she ran away. I hate her character, so I really don't care. And, of course, the prototype is hyping me up here. Even though, we didn't get a lot of prototype. Still pretty hyped for that character, and obviously him as Ollie, we all knew it. It was super obvious, but I like how like I feel like the reveal was too sudden, especially with the generator room. Like that was just like straight up hitting like, oh yeah, Ollie's the prototype, like because there was nothing else to it, and I really wish that they could have just saved that for the ending, and not spoil it in the generator room. I mean, we all suspected Ollie, being the prototype, but more poor writing. It's just more poor writing. God, I hate this chapter. But at this point, I'm very excited to see the reveal of the prototype and what chapter 5 leads. I'm still gonna watch chapter 5. Like out of like a lot of indie games and all that matter, Poppy Playtime has always been one of my favorites, and it's just super disappointing with how this chapter ended up to be. I wish they could have done a little more with the story, written their characters a little better. Wish it wasn't rushed, by the way. That would why like with a lot of indie games, especially mascot horror these days, it's always been a rushed mess. Like I don't remember the last time I felt like really hyped for a mascot game that wasn't either canceled because of drama or it was just too rushed. And probably like okay, I'll take that back. Probably the last one I felt like genuinely like I know it's going to go somewhere is Indigo Park. Because I feel like there is a lot of love and passion from Mason and his team put into that game, and I'm really hyped to see what the game has in store. And Mason, I don't like I know you're never gonna watch this, buddy, but please, for the love of God, let Indigo Park 2 cook. Do not rush the damn game. I don't care if it takes another year or something like that. Please, do not rush the game. Like genuinely, I am not a game developer. I am just a simple artist, and I kind of feel like I know art and game developing aren't the same by all means, but I understand the fact is if you rush something, if you rush a piece of work, it's not going to be your best. And if you rush your work, again, as game perspective, it's not going to be the best. And now me forgetting if I mentioned this earlier, sorry if I'm repeating this, but literally take chapter 4 with Bam Bam's latest version, latest installment. Bam Bam's latest installment has more positive views than Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. And I get it. Bam Bam has been, is this like the 7th game now? 6th game? Has been out for more than a year, I'm assuming so. I think it's been almost a year. While Poppy has been out for less than a week. But the fact that Bam Bam got better reviews because they learned from their mistakes. Like, I get it. The Euphoric brothers aren't perfect. Nobody's perfect. But they have learned from their mistakes and have been trying their damnedest to make Bam Bam something more, and I'm so proud of them for that. Because for me, I made fun of Bam Bam when it came out, but I love Bam Bam. How they're making a baby version of Bam Bam. And I'm like, yeah, man. And plus it's going to be free, by the way. So I'm hyped to see what they got in store. And literally for Poppy, I'm excited to see what's in store. But this chapter it just super disappointed me. And the fact that it's just not like besides the bugs, it is poorly written, and I feel like no love has been put into it. I feel like it was just something else. I can't say that they didn't put their love into it, but I feel like they rushed it a little too much, and it wasn't prepared very well. It was like it's their baby, and they didn't treat their baby very nicely. And like when you compare games like that, I'm literally comparing Bam Bam to Chapter 4. And I would literally replay Bam Bam and not play Chapter 4. Like again, I've never played it. I've only played one Bam Bam game. I have played Indigo Park. I mean, I guess you can consider me a cool uh and mascot horror YouTuber because I have played Garden of Bam Bam and Indigo Park in one setting, but I never played Poppy Playtime because again, I'm not gonna spend $15 on something that's buggy and poorly written, and it's just it's extremely upsetting. I rambled a little too long. So sorry about that, but I feel like it's probably good to give a better example with how this chapter is. And it's incredibly disappointing. I hope you know it probably will get better once they fix all the bugs, but it still does not excuse how rushed it is, how buggy, and how poorly written it is. The only good thing about this chapter was the ending scene and its characters. That's all I really have to say. And I would, oh man, so disappointing. Um, I literally just forgot I have like one last scripted section, so I'm just gonna read it out to you guys, even though it's a little bit probably repetitive here. So, my final thoughts. Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 is by far the worst chapter in the series. Seriously, I wish I could change my mind, but it saddens me. And it's really funny how this chapter has crazy mixed reviews, as the last Ban Ban chapter got insane positives. That explains a shit ton. It explains a shit ton for this chat, like for this genre in general. Even Ban Ban Zero is coming out, and it's going to be free. They babyfied the goobers, like I've said, and I'm so hyped to see it. Mob has disappointed me, and I really wish they let this chapter cook for a little while. Probably more than a few months longer. Again, I know I never played one of the games, and I'm really not going to pay $15 for a bug-ridden, poorly written game. Pianosaurus, I'm so sorry, honey. I wish I could have saved you from the mob rider's room. You didn't deserve it. None of you did. Anyway, Chapter 3 mega awesome, and honestly, I will probably be Mob's greatest chapter. Probably will be Mob's greatest chapter, unless they actually give a shit for Chapter 5. Anyway, I would love to hear your opinions on the chapter, great or bad. I'm interested to hear. And honestly, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to buy my $44 Doey plushie. Whoa! Whoa! I cannot wait. Actually, I'm gonna be buying the catnap one, bigger bodied or not. I'm gonna buy it anyway. I mean, hell, I kind of want that Yarnaby one. Such a scrunkly little guy. I kind of want it for my collection. But, yeah. I rambled for a little too longer than I should have, but I appreciate you guys for sticking around for this long explanation video, and me just ranting, and plus give you guys a video to devour while I am, like, so confused what to do right now. Because, heck, you already know it's kind of funny that I'm ranting about Poppy Playtime when you already know Dead by Daylight giving me content right now, so... Oh, you guys are awesome and amazing, and thank you for the blow up on positivity as of recent. I'm generally surprised, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying the new little Doopster PNG. I'm very happy with him. I made him myself. And, yeah. And the last few streams have been really great, too. And, by the way, if you are not checking out Twitch, please go check out my Twitch. I'm playing Dead by Daylight, and eventually I would love to play some other games. I just don't know what to play at the moment. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. My Twitch is Doodle by Daylight with an underscore, but you'll find me pretty easily with the silly goober cat on your screen. And all that good matters. So, thank you again. I hope my ramblings were a little too much. I mean, like, I thought it would be fun to express my feelings for this chapter, and with how greatly disappointed I am for it. So, you guys are amazing, spectacular, super awesome, and incredibly gorgeous. And I'll see you all in the next trial, whenever that will be. I will see you goobers later. And, my god, Pianosaurus! I'm so sorry! Ah! Alright. Bye-bye! God, bye!